BORTLE here, back from the biggest, the first ever YCS remote duel event. And we have here special guest today, folks, Shunping, the last ever UDS champion. Hello, Shunping, how
Hey,
are you, man?
what's up, everyone? Yeah, I just finished. I bubbled out for the final round, unfortunately, but I think my tiebreaker is like still kind of iffy. Even when I want a final round, I don't guarantee making it because I do see a lot of like good players with like similar tiebreaker, and there's around like the 33rd to 40th range.
Well,
So,
how did you finish overall after Swiss?
day one, I end with I had the 2 round bye because the UDS. Then I went with X1 after 8 rounds. Day two, I lost the first one, then I lost the third one. So I ended with X3 after 11 rounds.
Nice. Well, out of those three losses, what Dax beat you?
The first one was a striker. He went first, had everything for 2 games in a row, so that was it. That I couldn't do anything. The second loss was the first one today against Shadow and Volk. Game three, my hand was just not good, and he had one hand trap for it. And so that was also kind of not be able to be avoid. And the final round for the third round today, it was because we kind of almost out of time. Then I got rushed and didn't make the optimal play. I was definitely able to win that game in other path. After I thought about it after the match, but it's fine overall. It's still a good tournament.
Oh, yeah, the rounds were 50 minutes, right?
Yeah, 50 minutes. But still, like this format, it's like it's either you auto win instantly that you finish like 30 minutes before the end, or you're just gonna grind hard.
Oh, yeah, and what everyone wants to know is pretty much your experience overall, because a lot of people
Mhm.
out there had to face off like poor quality, cards, camera. So overall, how was your experience? Was everything smoothly? What bracket did you play in?
Uh, so like my equipment is mainly just I bought a I think nine Logitech 920 or 922 I think. It's the same one as the as Konami sent to me before for Invitational. So I know that one, like if Konami's using it, I'm gonna use it. So I bought it from like Amazon, I think, online. And the camera quality is being pretty well. See, it's all clear. And my personal experience, like the remote YCS, since they Konami do have a lot of experience hosting like big remote tournaments, like extravaganzas and invitationals. So it's actually going pretty well. At least for my server, it was like server D, I think. We didn't wait too much, and every round was been going well. At least I heard like some server had like crazy waiting time and repair into repair or something, but at least in my server those didn't happen. It went actually pretty smoothly.
Very nice. And
Mhm.
before we jump into the actual deck profile aspect of the video, would you like to do some shoutouts?
Uh, Shout out to my channel due to some reason is currently not available, so the video is still kind of there. It's just all unlisted. If you are interested in like any of my old videos, just hop into my Discord and the links are still there, so it's still available to whoever want to watch it. And the reason I shut it down is just mainly kind of don't want to deal with a lot of the hate dislike comment in and a lot of random bullshit from YouTube community kind of. So right now, just keep it like that. Maybe eventually I will bring it back. Who knows? So shout out to my own channel, and shout out to like all the friends. Well, despite I pretty much made the deck by myself, I do get like couple ideas from like those friends here, and mainly the Bozo chat, Gunther, and the squad. And also, I do get a little bit info from my OCG friends, like throughout the past couple weeks. And like some of the ideas actually came off OCG in my list you everyone gonna see in a second. And that's pretty much it. Shout out to everyone who helped me.
Sweet. On that note, please take it with the rest of your deck profile, Shumping.
Yeah. So shall we start with the deck?
Yeah.
Cool. So the first thing, the ritual monster. Well, it's a Drytron deck as you already been seeing. It's Draconets, Ultimus, and Benten. That's the only ritual monster I play in the main. I don't play Edaten. I don't play Natasha, and I choose Ultimus over I think what's the other one called? Perfection. I think that Edaten is just a garnet. It has no effect. it's like cool. You can do a little bit like spamming the board, but overall, it doesn't give me anywhere at all. And usually, it just sitting in my hand as like a blank ritual monster majority of the time. So I didn't even think about playing. Because I think in order for you to do everything, you always need to have Drytron cards, like Drytron monsters, and the non-Drytron engine cards should just be as minimum as they can because they don't do anything if none of the Drytron are in my hand. So that's how I choose it. Natasha is like you see here, it's in my side. I only use mainly the first effect for time. Just like I said earlier, it's like if the game just ends quickly, it's fine. And then if it doesn't auto win or auto lose, you're gonna grind a lot and burn a lot of time, especially for the matchup in like what there's Striker, there's Salah, there's Prankis, there's all of them trying to grind. And so I keep Natasha in the side for time and actually won me a match against a Striker in the tournament. So I think that was correct. And so that's it. These are the only ritual monster in my main deck. And I think it's enough. I never really even missed like either 10 or anything.
Oh wow, funny
Yeah.
you said you beat the Striker player in time because they're notorious with that kind of F.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I won game 1. We grind a whole game 2, and I scooped like 4 minutes left on the clock. So you know what's happening. The usual. Yeah. Also for Draconets, is like I think this is just mandatory because like it's the most accessible ritual throughout the whole deck. You can either mill it of Mubeta, you can even tribute this itself as like a tribute fodder for a ritual monster, a ritual spell because it's also a machine. So yeah, I think it's these 3 are good enough. So there goes the ritual monster. Then the Drytron cards, well, the Drytron monster, 3 alpha, 3 zeta, 2 gamma, and 1 delta. Pretty standard, I would say. I do play relatively lower amount of Drytron total, even after including the spells. But I think these are just the minimum I need, and that's it. Try to play the second delta or even beta, and as being those 2 are just like the weaker side of the weaker Drytrons, and therefore like I have sometimes just drew 2 Drytron name but doesn't combo like Zeta Delta, or when I play beta will be like Zeta Beta, and I just can't really take it, and I end up just taking it out. Be like Night actual Drytron name is good enough for as the monster.
You didn't regret playing a higher count?
Not at all. The only thing I regret is one of the spell because I keep drawing pairs. Besides that, it's not that much. Also the Delta draw effect, it doesn't happen to me. Like this guy has no effect because the draw effect always draw me the pot, and the pot just dead after I draw it that way. Happens like multiple times. The fairy line, Diviner, Orange, Ava. I guess I'll put this here. Diviner, Orange, Ava. These are pretty much standard. I think pretty much almost every Drytron played like this ratio. So that's pretty much it. Then it's some tricky thing. The one size. So there is this is like I'll say an OCG idea. I'm definitely not the first one who came up with this, and I'm not even the only one who playing this. Because funny enough, I faced the Drytron mirror and I only won game 1 because I won dice roll. Game 2, he actually did the same thing to me, where I know exactly what's happening about size. So I opened the orange light and I have a little bit to play into it. So this is just a cool idea. The fun thing is when you, for example, open like the regular thing, either like Alpha Zeta or one of them plus Ben 10, as long as you can get Diviner any possible way. Diviner, due to the fact him being a tuner, you can always access Fiber. And Ben 10, Scythe is Life Fairy, so Scythe is searchable off Ben 10. Once you're able to end with like this kind of setup, you can always tag out the Fiber in your opponent's turn, summon Wonder Magician, use that to pop the Scythe and summon it. Ooh. So this is like a very tricky intermediate board. And it happens where, for example, I open like Alpha Zeta, then I do the same normal thing. My Diviner got like Imperm that I couldn't orange, that couldn't even answer. Then because the Diviner is gonna be a level 2, I will not be able to make Beatrice. due to I don't have Eta 10, but I don't really miss Eta 10. And here I can just pivot the whole board into like, I can pivot the whole board into something like fiber IP and pass. Well, with the size set, obviously. And my opponent's trying to tag out a fiber into Wander, pop the size, then use the size and IP into Unicorn as like a different board. So that's something I play. It's ultimately just one. It's not even like an extra brick because its size is a life fairy. So it's so it's always searchable. Worst case is a cost for like either Ultimatus or Orange Light or even in the graveyard for Ava.
Wow,
And,
that's a pretty nice combo, especially seeing Wonder Magician seeing play now, so that's pretty cool.
And the funny part is because you have Scythe, Alpha Diviners actually you can do things now. Because the normal build, Alpha Diviner doesn't combo at all, despite these two being the best two like engine cards in the deck. Normally we'll go Diviner, grab Ben 10, Alpha Tribute Ben 10, then Alpha Search whatever, Ben 10 Search whatever, and you realize you're just stuck. You don't have no way to access to Ritual Spell, there you have no way to access New Beta, and you just pass here. What in my build I can do is the Ben, so I do this. Alpha gonna grab like either of these two Ultimates or Draconites. Then the Benton gonna grab me Size. I can just go link these two into a Fiber Size Pass, and this is what my Alpha Diviner can do, where none of the other build can really like. It's not available to none of the any other build, and because I have Ultimates, next turn I still have another Alpha, and so I have another draw for turn. And also, when Wonder Magician being summoned, and after Wonder Magician died, I draw another card. So, like, the chance you pair up now, like, your things, turn 3 is pretty, chance is pretty high, I'll say, if the game actually goes that long. And the size, it's like, it's good. Like, Descending Board, as long as size resolving, size is good against almost every single thing in the format, I'll say. The only thing bad is probably Mirror Match, but it's still kind of annoying for them to deal with it. So yeah, that's the logic behind size. I guess I went to like a little some small combos already before I even finished the deck.
Oh, by all means, that's a really sick combo right there.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm definitely not the only one. Well, I'm definitely not the first one who come up with this. I'm definitely not the only one who played it because I played someone who used the same thing. And I was told this idea by one of my OCD friends. He was joking about it. Said, oh, they're like this kind of half meme kind of thing. I was like, oh, may work here. Maybe if it's not working OCG, it might work here. So I tried it and it worked well. And but I think I'm probably the one who played this package and did the best with it. I will say out of the like few 3 or 5 people who ever even do this. So that's the size. And the rest of it, I actually play some hand trap. Lancia, Astral, 2 each. 2 each is a weird ratio. But at the beginning, like after I did a lot of math, I realized there's only 6 spots at most in this deck you can play in the main for the non-engines. And usually, like if you see other builds, it will probably be a combination of what Ash. Some people may only play 3 Ash as the non-engine. Some other people may play like Ash and Triple T. I saw that's one of the combination. Ash and Bell rarely, and like that. Usually, people only playing like Ash, Max Ash. But then because something in my side that's taking a lot of spaces, I cannot put everything into the side. So I was deciding to main a combination of these 2 hand traps. But then there's an issue. If I play only Draw and Lancia covers Tri-Brigade, Draw covers Mira. I don't have anything against like the lower tier deck in my opinion, like such as Prankis, Sala Striker. Like these 2 Lancia Draw just pretty much dead against them, and they're just dead cards. But if I play Lancia and Ash, my going second against Mira is quite weak, and I do also anticipate a lot of Mira. But the same reason if I play Draw and Ash, the Tri-Brigade going second is just also significantly harder, and also because my side is pretty tight. I don't have space for it in the side. So and it was just be like, well, if the all D3 are necessary and I don't have 6 spots, I'm playing 2-2-2. Like, I really do miss 3 Lancia because that's also a life fairy, and I keep using orange pitch the Lancia when I was testing, but I ended up just, well, kind of have to fit all of them, and 2-2-2 is probably the better ratio I can have just to fit all of them in my deck. So that's the hand trap and spells. Play 2 ritual spell. This is actually just needed. I actually lost the game because I side out the second ritual spell going second one of the game, and when I was grinding, I couldn't really search the second one, so I lost because of that. Couldn't ritual summon, and so I don't know if I'm even gonna side out the second ritual spell in the future. Probably not. And then 3 Nova. Surprisingly, this is the card I hate mostly in my deck.
Oh yeah.
I keep drawing a pair of Nova, like one of every 2 rounds at least, if not every single round. It's just like, this is just like the best Drytron name, well, Drytron card, but it just, I keep drawing a pair, and you like, I almost want to cut one, but after cutting one, you just don't see enough Drytron. I don't have like any other good ones because I'm also play 2 emergency, only 2. Well, I already have issue drawing a pair of Drytron. I'm not brave enough to play a 3 copy of emergency. Even I play 2, I occasionally see both, and it's very annoying. And I don't even play Field Spell because Field Spell is just another copy of Nova. When I already have issue with drawing multiple Nova, I'm not gonna play another copy of Nova. And also, I've also drawn like open just Ritual Spell, Nova, Field Spell, and I'll be like, this Field Spell is just absolutely dead, and I can't even combo. So that's the 5 more. I would technically 6 because they're foolish. So these 6 are the 6 more Drytrons. I think total are 15 Drytron name, well, plus the 3 pots. So it should give me a good amount of chance to pair up my Drytron. And the last 2 cards in my deck are just Call By and Instant Fusion to deal with hand traps. And that's pretty much it for the main deck, 40 cards. Tried pretty hard to find the good number that I want to, especially like the hand traps, the correct number of Drytron names, and everything. And I think my number is pretty good, except maybe the 3rd Nova. But besides that, I don't see anything will be changed at the moment. For the main deck, at least.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong with 40. It's perfect 40.
Yeah, 40 is just the number I want. I can't even play Obstruct because I play Pop. Pop just instantly better. Like Pop is really, I will say, the best card in the deck. Pretty much. Yeah, because if I'm missing Drytron, I can Pop for Drytron. If I'm missing like protection, like I open Fairy and enough to combo, I can pop for like an orange light to protect. And or if I already open the orange, I could just pop for like any Fairy in the deck. And despite like it's hard once per turn, I rather Brick with Pot compared to Brick with Nova. Because Pot can get you anything you are missing in the deck. And actually going, like, I even keep these going after siding, in case, like, matchup where I just want to pop for, like, a Twin Twister, which definitely happened. Or I can pop for, like, another card I'm going to show in a second. So, yeah, I think that's my main deck. It's pretty much, I would say, relatively standard. Nothing really particularly special besides the size, but I think that could just be the new standard in the future. So I guess let's start with the extra deck. I think extra deck is pretty much very standard. New Beta, Beatrice, Nightingale, and Zeus. Because the Fiber Wonder package I said earlier, I don't have space. Like it's really tight, so I cut it down there. It cost me like. It didn't really cost me any game, but it will definitely help me winning some games where I choose the board. But overall, I think the Wonder Fiber package, it didn't came up this tournament because I barely went first, or when I went first, I would always just brick. And but I think I'm fine not having Donner. Then Nightingale actually won me a couple game because one, its ability to choose attack first, then attack direct, make Zeus, and also the ability can just protect itself and prevent damage. I actually definitely survived on this one to just burn some time and trying to end the game in time because he cannot be killed, and I will take no damage, and I will just punch him for like 200, and I'm on lead. I'm on the control of the game. Yeah, so I would say this is definitely needed because I do see other people cut it. The Wonder, as I said, along with the Fiber, I'll just put it here. These two are the package for the Scythe. Going second, I actually do side these out for something you'll see in a second. 2 Herald and 1 Entus as the target for Diviner. 2, I think it's needed because there's actually an issue for the deck where if you going first, even you full combo, your hand will just be, well, your board should be like what, IP, Ultimates, a bunch of Fairy in your hand, right? That's usually the standard ending board. There's an issue where if you fail to draw a Drytron card or a Ritual Monster, next turn you actually have no follow-up play if you only play 1 Arclight because the first one already being used. Your Diviner can get to any Ritual, and you don't want a Ritual. You don't want to activate your Drytron tribute the Ultimates on the board to kill. So because of that, I think the second Arclight is needed because you're always able to just normal summon your Diviner, pitch the second Arclight, search like the Draco Nets, then turn on every Drytron in the graveyard, and then that's just enough monster to push the game. So I think 2 is enough. Worst case, in extreme situation, I do banish 1 off the pot if I really want to keep everything else. But overall, I think, yeah, 2 is fine. I even synchro summoned this for like once, and it actually worked. I think my opponent, I was in a weird situation where I think I already had Ben 10, or I just have nothing else really good to search up the Arclight because I probably used Ben 10. So I go normal Diviner, mill Ava. Ava grab some search and use Diviner. Now become level 3. Synchro with like another Drytron into Arclight. Then use the Arclight link away, get the Ultimates.
Wow.
So that happened. Million and Ice Wings the fusion for the hand trap. That's the package. Self-explanatory. Rest of Link Monster, Link Revo, IP, Unicorn, Axis. I don't play Borosaur because I feel like if I usually try to Unicorn first, I won't be able to Borosaur afterwards. Appaloosa is like kind of a little bit conflicting with like the how should I say, definition or the purpose of that Appaloosa is like a little bit conflicting with Fiber Wonder, that package. And usually like the access, I just summon it to end the game or clear the board. It's true, majority of my Link monster are dark. So if in the situation where I do side out Scythe and maybe Instant Fusion, I will actually set out these and keep the Fiber just in case I need the Synchro Summon Fiber in the middle for the water attribute for my access to have Volvo Pop. But besides that, this is a pretty standard extra deck, I think. Nothing really particularly special, right? Yeah, nothing. So that's the extra deck. Don't think I'll change anything at all, I'll say. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, tokens. And then for the side deck, the first one you've been seeing the Natasha only for time. That's it. I barely even used the second effects. The Ben 10 is probably just get Psycho Reader at that point when it's gonna happen. I'll put it here. Then the next package is I actually play a Shadow Fusion package.
Oh, wow.
In my side. Then that's Apclone Construct, 3 Shadow Fusion, Aerial Dragon. As you see, game 2 going like second, there's no reason for me to keep Scythe, right? Because I know I'm going second. And Wander and Fiber usually just become pointless. And I can always take these out, just swap with these two. So I always have the space to just Shadow Fusion my opponent. Like for the extra that to Shadow Fusion my opponent. And Shadow Fusion is a single card. It's like I was looking for cards that can single card handle Appaloosa Revolt. Yes, like Appaloosa Revolt, the standard Tri-Brigade ending board. Lightning Storm doesn't out both. Mr. Mind outs both, but Mr. Mind is also like a very weird card. After you activate, you have to really clear everything. So I don't think it's really gonna work. Especially people gonna have like anti-spell and wall and Imperial Water for you. Like you want to end the game quick. And other thing, it's like Mind Control can take Appaloosa, but they're gonna cheat block with Revolt, so it's still gonna cost something. It just ultimately when I'm just looking at everything available to me and the Shadow Fusion, because your opponent has no answer to the Shadow Fusion. for example, Appaloosa Revolt, everything they can have to stop this is like the non-engine card they have to raw draw either Ash or Imperial Order or Anti-Spell. That they really have to raw draw all those. And if Shadow Fusion resolve, for example, against like Appaloosa Revolt, I'm just gonna send Aerial and Dragon, summon App Cologne, use like App Cologne 1 target Appaloosa, try to negate it. Dragon 2 target the Revolt, force it out, and use Channeling 3 Aerial to block both. And then he can revolt, summon everything, banish my App Cologne. But on the resolution, just a single Shadow Fusion, I baited and negated Appaloosa of the App Cologne. I forced the Revolt, and then I get to play now. It's just a 1 card out of the whole board. And there isn't that many cards, at least based on when I was researching it, there isn't that many cards doing the same thing. So that was the purpose for against like Tribegate. But also because there's also like Salad, Ignister, Prankits, Striker. All of them, when you go second, Shadow Fusion is always alive. The only matchup that Shadow Fusion is not good against, it's like the mirror match, where that's why there's next card, the Cycle Readers here, and also the draws in the main. Or just Shadow Invoke the mirror match because it's resolving it, like it's good, it's some advantage. It does bait out something, but doesn't solve like the direct problem from your opponent's board. So, but it's like Drytron Mirror, I just rely on something else. For Shadow Invoke, you just hold my hand trap in the main deck works. And the last card, the Twin Twister and Reboot. Hope this can stop Schism. That's the most. And what else? And there's actually a lot of like interesting application I can do with Shadow Fusion because Construct says Dragon plus Shadow plus Light, so you can send usually Dragon for the back row, and you can send like a missing Drytron name from your deck, either Alpha or Gamma, depending on the situation. And the other funny part is Construct is actually a fairy, so I've done that where I go like activate Shadow Fusion, fused Dragon and Ava to graveyard, summon Construct, and then I'll go Dragon 1, pop up, try to force a back row, Construct 2, try to mill either the Aerial or just another dead Shadow Fusion in my deck, and use Ava 3 to banish the Construct on my board because it's a fairy. And during the process, you will be able to search your Diviner here. So Shadow Fusion, on the other hand, it's either you force you can both force the back row and search either Diviner or mill or Drytron during the process. Well, there's a glare, so yeah, just you can see it. So that's why I really like this package. Downside is it's taking a lot of extra, side deck spots, so I really don't have like a good coverage in my side. That's why I decided to just put everything in the main instead, like the Lancia Astral. And also, this tournament specifically, we're going. No one knows what the ratio will be. Some people might say, "Oh, Salad best deck, Striker best deck," and some people might say like Drytron best deck, Tri-Brigade best deck, and then there's still other random decks around like Shadow Invoke, Prankits, like the leftover for the last format. So no one really know what the compensation of the tournament gonna be, and I end with just being like, since I don't know, I want to like cards that has the best coverage, and Shadow Fusion pretty much covers 80% of the matchup going second, and just being able to either pop a back row, like worst case it's a MST, pop the back row and then mill a Drytron or search a Diviner in the process, and some of the or worst case I bait Ash, and now my Drytron card is gonna get Ash in the same turn. So man, that's why I really like the Shadow Fusion package.
Oh yeah, you definitely stated your case, and it definitely proves some greatness being half your side deck, man.
Yeah, like a lot of people just got surprised because I throw Shadow Fusion on them. But there's also a lot of situation where my hit would just probably would include the Shadow Fusion, and my opponents would just brick and go set back or pass. That happened 3 times after siding. One against Striker, one is at Ignister, where he brick with no monster, and one against like another guy. I was just like, why every time I have to just draw the Shadow Fusion when my hands are good enough, if it resolved, but my opponent don't even have a monster. He didn't even know I have a Shadow Fusion at that point. He just didn't have a monster to summon. So yeah, that definitely happened, but as long as your opponent's doing normal, like in average, this should be resolving, and this should just like make you so far ahead. And I guess well, I talked about Natasha. Psycho Reader just only for mirror match. I thought about playing DD Crow, but I realized, yeah, I just need the strongest thing in mirror match instead of having coverage. So, and it's just choosing Psycho Reader. Twing and Reboot, those are actually not the ideal back row removal for me to want to play. I really want to play Lightning Storm or I want to play Duster. Those just like do much better against like, for example, Striker and Sala. However, there's just way too many anti-spell in the format.
Yeah.
Like, Sala can anti-spell you, Prank it's probably not, but they probably don't, but it makes sense if they do. You won't be surprised to see it. And Tri-Brigade is almost guaranteed anti-spelling you. So because of that, I'm only choosing back row removal that's like can play into a play around anti-spell. The last one that fits this criteria is like Evenly. But Evenly is like it's possible they just leave the anti-spell there and you can't get rid of it. Or they just leave the stronger card than anti-spell and banish everything else. Which you still can you just still can't play into it. Also, using Evenly means you won't even have Zeus for the rest of the turn, and that just it kind of costs way too much to use it. So I ended up just choosing Twin and Reboot, and Twin actually got me some games because I was able to like stun by Twin. Like I think against a Tri-Brigade guy, I did stun by face Twin Twister, hit like his Revolt and back row was an Imperm. Then I go Ming Phase, Shadow Fusion because he's summoned the Shurag, obviously. And that just pretty much get in the game. And like there's only 4 technically, but you can think Shadow Fusion is also like an MST because there's always Milling Dragon. Well, usually from my hand, but that's a different issue.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, Shunping, in closing, I'm pretty sure we can all agree that we all miss IRL events. Hopefully you had a great YCS remote duel experience, and if they had a second one, would you join it?
Probably well. Now since I do like have my remote duel set up and it's been working well, probably. I don't see why wouldn't I, because I will still have to run by. Like, yeah. So I think it's going pretty good for this event, and I hope to play more like more YCS in the future.
That's true. We got to flex on that championship belt. Well, Shunping, thank you again for being on the channel, and have a great day.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
And listeners, if you're not part of BORTLE Nation, sub for BORTLE. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes. BORTLE out.